So what you have just witnessed in the beginning of the video was basically my point of view, how I see these two countries, capitals, and in no other way I want to shame any of them. I like them both, but I find them really different. The best thing I could do is to combine my own experience by living in Sweden and Denmark, because a lot of people assume that these countries are really similar to each other because they are Scandinavian and they're really close to each other, but they're so different. They're so different. So in this video I will talk about 5 things that make these countries differ from one another. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get started. So the first thing I would like to begin is by stating how different the layout of the cities is. So when I moved to Copenhagen, I've noticed that everyone is using bikes to get to anywhere they want, and I was like, but why aren't like Swedish people doing the same, you know? And don't get me wrong, Swedish people also use bikes, but not as much as Danish people do. And then like while living there, I was like,
oh, that's why.
Because Copenhagen is on a really flat ground, like it's really even. There's no hills going up or down. So this is why people use bikes, so because it's not that hard to ride, you know, bike on a really straight ground. All the buildings are really like next to each other on the same level of height. Meanwhile, in Sweden, Stockholm specifically, like buildings differ. Sweden is, you know, automatically bigger than Denmark, so it makes sense. Like Stockholm is really big, and people would rather use a metro than a bike. Second thing that people usually ask me second thing that people usually ask me and Google is which country is more expensive. And at first when I lived in Sweden, I was like, oh my god, it's so expensive. Like I would compare it to Lithuania, to my home country. But then when I moved to Copenhagen, I was like, bruh. I felt homeless. I was like, what the prices are similar, but if you take these two countries, capitals, Copenhagen is more expensive than Stockholm is. So this one
actually shook me. I was shocked.
I was shocked to the point when I was like, ugh. So in Sweden, I might be wrong with this. Just tell me if you're Swedish and you know all the rules. But basically in Sweden, drinking alcohol is way more restricted than it is in Denmark. In Sweden, they have specific shops for alcohol. It's called Systembolaget, and it's like open until 8 from Monday to Friday, I think, and then on weekend it's open until 3, or like Sundays they don't even sell alcohol, but basically it's like more restricted. Meanwhile, in Copenhagen, people drink beer from 16 years old in the freaking libraries, and like they literally consume alcohol as much as they want, whenever they want. Like you can get alcohol in like 7-Eleven, you can get it in the middle of the day, you can get it in the middle of the night. Like they literally don't care. Like it's really chill when it comes to drinking alcohol. So this was like a huge mind-blowing thing for me, because I was like, these countries are so close to one another. It's like you just have to cross a bridge, that's it. And that like blew my mind right away, and I was like, so this one, again, as I've mentioned in the beginning of the video, no way I want to shame any countries, like both of them are really great. But this is a fun fact. I never really understood how Swedes are great at making pop music, but then when I moved to Sweden, I like realized that like Avicii is Swedish, and other famous groups and singers are Swedish around the world. And then if you're European, you know, you probably know what's Eurovision, the song contest around Europe, and Swedes will usually win most of their time, or like be in 2nd or 3rd place. And I'm like, they are amazing at making music, specifically pop music. There's even facts on Google. If you Google like the best countries when it comes to producing music, like Swedish is like on top of 3. Denmark, again, I'm not saying Denmark is bad at making music. They're also good, but not like on the top of ranking when it comes to making and producing music. So this was also like a big difference, because automatically when I moved to Denmark, I was like, oh, they're also gonna be really good at making music. But again, they are. I'm not trying to shame anyone, I swear. They are, but like Swedes are like the top leaders. And the 5th point, this one is like my own opinion. I might be wrong again, but it's just I gathered all of this knowledge from all the years, you know, from realizing things and like realizing stuff, you know. Sweden is like a perfect country when it comes to like, you know, living with your family and actually like already settling in. I might be wrong. Meanwhile, Copenhagen, Denmark, Copenhagen, is a great place for students. Like, students are thriving in that city. But again, these two countries are both amazing, so in no other way I want to shame any of them. But yeah, that was it. I hope you found it interesting. I don't know if you've been to Copenhagen and Stockholm and you have, you know, different opinions from mine, maybe be free to write them in the comments below. I actually really like talking about these countries to you in the comments. It's actually really interesting to listen to like Danes and Swedes' perspective, because they, of course, they know better than I do. I'm a foreigner. So, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next week. Bye.